Hey, this is May. Welcome to Always Worshipper, my brand new YouTube channel. Um, Here I tend to channel messages for a couple, like for a while now. I started, I started doing some thorough chakra opening exercises that have been working a lot for me. And ever since I started channeling messages through music, synchronicities, and you know, uh, in all sources and ways that energy can allow us to channel messages. And also, I've been inspired by other tarot readings that I follow, and I decided to like jump and start working on it on my own. Um, yeah, and well, today I think it's not. I'm not gonna take that long with this message, but I wanted to channel particularly something that, like a sentence that has come to my mind. Um, I paint ceramics. You can see it over there. Some of them, let me focus, like a little bit better, like that. You can see there that I spent some time painting ceramics. I've been doing this for like a few years now, and it really helps me release anxiety and, you know, fight the demons somehow. As many people will know, any creative outcome will allow you to do that. So if you write, if you paint, um, anything creative can help you release anxiety and stuff, right? So I wanted to bring to my channel message this little Funko Superman. I painted this I actually painted this like a month ago, but I just finished it last week because, as you can see, it's kind of shiny. So this shiny effect, I applied it to it like last week. And well, I was painting it, I got a catchphrase, a sentence in my head that I can stop thinking about it. It's Kryptonite is not so bad. And it's like, okay. This can talk about, well, if we put it in a love perspective, maybe this can talk about maybe a masculine energy out there has a feminine that, sorry, I always record that rush hour, so you may hear the beep and like the noises, background noise. But anyway, so what I'm channeling probably is a masculine energy that has a feminine energy undermined. Remember, talking about energies, not gender. So put yourself where you belong, right? Where you are, whatever gender you identify yourself with. I'm talking about from a feminine perspective. But this talks about a masculine that probably sees you as kryptonite, or you are a masculine who sees a feminine as kryptonite. As we know, that's like the weak spot for Superman, right? So I think this can represent a couple of challenges for, especially for masculines, because in my perspective, I'm a feminine, but in my perspective, masculines have a hard time feeling weak, right? Because according to society and gender roles and stuff, they are the strong ones. You know, they're supposed to be calm and they shouldn't feel weak at any point. But there comes the feminine walking right into their life, and it's like, oh my god, what? So I think that's the channel message that this little Funko ceramic figure, sent me. Like, Kryptonite is not so bad, meaning that, yeah, I think every superhero, or everyone, like if we translate it to a human perspective, everyone has their own weaknesses, right? And yeah, they may feel weak when they are nearby you, or you may feel weak. You as masculine may feel weak for her, but remember that I heard this from Saltwater Hills Tarot. I really like enjoy her readings. She is really proficient in what she does, and she says that that the masculine feels weak in the presence of the feminine. Like the feminine makes the masculine weak, but the masculine makes the feminine strong. And I believe that's a perfect balance for a union, right? Sorry, for the union, meaning that I know probably for masculines will be hard to accept the fact, sometimes depending on how stubborn they are, maybe, um, that this woman is, or this female feminine is making me weak. I feel weak when I'm near her. I shake, my hands start to sweat, and you know, I get all nervous and tingly around her, and it's a foreign feeling for me. As a masculine, I'm talking about as a masculine, but yeah, I don't know. That's the message, and I can't stop hearing it every time I look at the Superman. It's like Kryptonite is not so bad. Kryptonite is not so bad, meaning that sometimes, yeah, there's a limit, right? Doesn't mean that we have to go through a toxic codependency situation or whatever, but meaning that maybe it's good that a woman or a feminine energy makes you feel weak, because that means you have a soft spot for her. Sorry for my accent. I'm Colombian, by the way, if you are watching this for the first time. I tend to upload readings both in English and Spanish in here. But yeah, I don't know. This message it just gives me this warmth in my chest and my stomach, meaning that, I don't know, like the butterflies. That's probably what a masculine feels for a feminine, or what, if you're a feminine watching, it means that probably someone out there, a masculine out there, is feeling that for you. Remember, again, we're talking about energies, not genders, and all of us have both feminine and masculine energies within us, and the ideal is to get to that balance within ourselves. That's how we come into union in the 3D, right? Yeah, Kryptonite is not so bad. Sometimes people need to indulge in those, I don't know how to call it, guilty pleasures or whatever, especially if it's something that nourishes your soul. Like being around them makes you happy, it makes you smile more, and makes you all nervous and feel like a child again. It's something beautiful. But sometimes people, and we ourselves, because I put myself in that position, I've been there before, we tend to give into fear or maybe pride, and that will block union, especially those, I'm talking about the deep soul unions, deep soul connections that help rise the vibration of the world, meaning twin flames, soulmates, all that. Yeah. Kryptonite is not so bad. Okay, I love that. I'm just gonna put it right here so you can see it in the background. And for today, I want to use this deck. It's called the Egyptian Tarot deck. It's a version that I bought in a witchcraft fair, like a really long time ago, before pandemic times, and I kept it ever since, but I haven't really used it like in a long time. So today I found ideal to use it to see what messages can we get from it, maybe if it's something complementary to this reading. So yeah, let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, okay. We have to start. We have these two. Number 36. It's on reverse, but I'm gonna put it right here. The War. Number 36. 36 can be significant, maybe an age. but it's on the reverse. I'm gonna read that for you. I found an online reading guide because this tarot is really specific, and I want to make sure that the messages come across correctly. And this one, number 30, the trade. All right, you see the names in Spanish below because it's got the translation in Spanish, by the way. I think I told you this already. I'm Colombian, so my native language is like Spanish. That's why I upload both readings in both English and Spanish, because I want to connect with people who speak both languages, maybe, or at least one of them, right? That gives me the opportunity to connect to more people. Okay, so let's go ahead and read those two first messages. Number 36 and number 30. Hold on, bear with me while I check my guidebook. Okay, war. Okay, in the reverse position, number 36 means how do you say this? Let me check. I'm sorry, bear with me. Sometimes I don't know, I need to translate help. The word in Spanish is decadencia, meaning decay, decline, decadence, I think. Yeah, that's the meaning. Okay, so this can talk about conflict. This can talk about maybe connecting it to the messages. Sorry, my throat is going crazy. I wasn't like this all day. Maybe there's something like that you may need to say to someone. You have a lump in your throat. Remember that if you, I've been there. If you don't want to talk about whatever you want to say to that someone, you can write a letter, and then burn it. It can help you to, get those words out of your system, even if it's not with that specific person, if it's a conflicted situation, and then you can release it to the universe, right? It's a good way to do that. Yeah, so the war. Now the trade, number 30. Hold on. Upright. The trade. Okay, this can talk about back in Egypt, they were talking about servants, like servidumbre, right? In Spanish we would say that, but in the upright position means like a dead-end discussion. Maybe there's a situation out there that you're currently dealing with that I don't know, that's a dead end, that maybe you were expecting a certain outcome or maybe a better resolution and it's not going anywhere, maybe something's stuck. I will consider that as well. Yeah, okay, let's see what else we got. The progress, number 60. The peasant, number 23. Oh my god, there are so many here. Wait, I'm gonna take the first two. Okay. No, you know what? I'm gonna take them all. Sorry, it's just that the messages are so cool that I am going to read them one by one. Maybe any of these will resonate, maybe not for you. Remember that with all readings, not just me, but in general, you need to take whatever resonates and leave the rest. Release it to the universe. Just don't take everything, because sometimes it doesn't resonate. That doesn't mean that the reading is not for you. Maybe a part it is, maybe the whole situation, the whole process, whatever I'm telling you here will work for you, right? I'm sorry, my throat is really close, and again, that can mean that there's something that somebody wants to say to you and they haven't said so, or there's something you want to say to someone and you haven't. But remember that, me as someone who's really blunt, sometimes even to talk, I highly recommend everyone to talk what's inside of them, what's in their soul, because it sometimes can really, there are people who keep everything to themselves, and I'm not judging. everyone's different, right? But that whatever you keep inside and you don't release, it can even manifest in diseases in your body, like being sick, getting sick, right? So yeah, even again, writing and journaling, those are really good practices for you to, you know, release whatever is going on in your mind. Okay, so let's check. I have 6 cards over here, so I'm gonna read these 6 whatever we have, and I'm gonna leave the reading there at the end. Let's start with number 23, the peasant. This can be significant. Remember that everything in these readings is significant, meaning also like the number 23 can be an age, can be a day, a date, can be, I don't know, part of an address, of a vehicle's plate, whatever is significant for you. So let's see. Number 23. There we go, the peasant. El labrador. It was in upright position, meaning that this talks about intelligence, experience, hard work, a hardworking person. And this also talks about achieving goals, getting your results, getting shit done. Sorry for the bad words if you are bothered with them. Sometimes they are part of the channel message as well. So yeah, this can represent, I don't know, it reminds me of the pages, maybe messengers in the tarot, the original tarot. And yeah, this can talk about someone who's really hardworking. Maybe that's you as a person, or maybe that's the person you're thinking about. Someone really hardworking, someone really smart, someone really experienced in life. Maybe in their career, their job field, they have a lot of recognition, or you do. This is really cool, very interesting. And now that we found intelligence and being smart in the meaning, this can also, sometimes with smart people, like really intelligent people, they can be really detached emotionally. That can be an obstacle too. I don't know, something that I'm channeling here. Maybe that would resonate with someone. Yeah. And finally, well, this guidance book, this guidebook has the alignment, the planets alignment related to each card. This one is Mercury. Mercury, remember that we just got out of Mercury retrograde on day 11, but the shadow energy can remain. And remember that Mercury retrograde affects communication, signing contracts and stuff. Just a little reminder, but we're off it right now. Maybe there can be some shadow or residual energy from it, in case that you are an astrology fan, which I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not. I'm not that expert in astrology, but I am always up to date when it comes to Mercury retrograde. Anyway, let's go with number 60, the progress, right? It was upright. So let's see. Hold on, bear with me. This book is really large, so I'm gonna go ahead and find it for you. The progress, number 60. This one is talk about learning your lessons and evolution. It's connected to Venus, the planet of beauty and sensuality, and it expresses improvement. Maybe in your personal life you're going through like, I don't know, like making things happen, achieving goals. Sorry, somebody texted me. Let me mute that because I'm not gonna answer some texts right now. Okay, so yeah, talks about learning your lessons. Maybe you went through a hard time and had to go through some lessons to grow, spiritually speaking. But this is like the good part of it, right? Like the results from it. So good. Number 60, the progress. We have number 15, the evil. Okay, let me put it better here so you can see it better. There you go. The evil, number 15. Remember, this can be significant for a date, maybe an age. Oh, This is Major Arcana. Okay, for the Major Arcana, it has a lot of like a deeper information. So, this is an androgynous being called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. If I'm not, you can more than welcome to correct me. It's Menkret, meaning the god of hell. This talks about evil as like an ancient concept, and this can talk about sins, this can talk about mistakes. Kind of reminds me, I wouldn't say the devil specifically, but kind of does remind me of the devil in the original tarot. Let me read that. I'm reading Spanish, by the way. That's why I'm taking so long to translate. Maybe if you are thinking, why is this woman taking so long to express what she wants to say, it's because I'm translating in my head. Yeah, let me see what else I can rescue from this, because it's a really big reading. Okay, it's an upright position. This can talk about self-destructive behaviors, this can talk about violence, maybe guilt. Maybe there's something that you're feeling guilty about, or maybe there's someone around you who feels guilty, maybe for the way they treated you. But yeah, it also really reminds me of the devil when it comes to maybe childhood trauma, maybe addictions, maybe obsession. Yeah, there we go. Number 15. Interesting. We have 3 more to go, and I wanted to keep them for last because I find them, I don't know, more interesting and with a more positive message. And actually, I'm reading them in the order that they came out. But I'm really excited to read these 3. This one is Regeneration, number 45, but it came out in the reverse. Let me focus. There you go. But I'm gonna put it right here so you can read it. Regeneration, number 45. All right. Let me go back to the book, to the digital book I found to read this. Remember, I don't know, I have this deck since, again, like 2016, no, 2018, more or less, but I haven't really used it, although I am really drawn to, you know, the aesthetics of it. Egyptian, oh my god, Egyptian aesthetics are really beautiful, and I'm really drawn to it, so I'm really excited to use it. Let's see, number 45. Regeneration, but in the reverse. Okay, this talks about drastic changes, but in the like in the reverse can mean abandonment, can mean the end of a connection, the end of a relationship, something fizzled out, something died off, maybe someone broke up with someone, I don't know. And this card specifically is connected to Mars. Remember, Mars is masculine energy when it comes to a planet. It talks about action, getting things done. But since it's in the reverse, maybe there are some obstacles over there that we need to face. Maybe the message for that. And we have the final 2. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited to read these 2 messages because I find them beautiful. I'm gonna show them to you. They came out like one next to each other, like in a sequence. Number 17, Hope. Number 18, the Moon. Up, both of those are upright, and of course it reminds me of the traditional tarot, like the star, make a wish. Every time I get the star in the tarot, like make a wish. And the Moon, number 17 and 18, Major Arcana. So I'm gonna go ahead and read them for you. And let's see. sorry for taking so long. There we go. So let's start with hope, number 17. Remember, Kryptonite's not so bad. Just don't indulge in it. If it's someone or something that is bad for you, do not. I mean, so, yesterday in another reading, I got that message. Like, some doors are not meant to be open. Some relationships aren't meant to flourish. And that is not rejection. Rejection is redirection. Redirection. I've heard it from so many tarot readings out there, and I believe it's true. When someone rejects you, when maybe an opportunity that you were thinking about is not manifested in the way that you expected, maybe because there's something way better out there for you, just waiting for you. So stop clinging onto the past, stop clinging onto what people did to you, or resentment and stuff, because all of that will just block you from getting the blessings that you actually deserve and are meant for you. I'm gonna remove this from here because I need the space here. But yeah, now number 17, hope. I'm gonna try to translate it. So number 17, here you see what goes beyond your comprehension, a prodigious reality that is untouchable. You can see the wonder if you open your eyes and your heart. This arcana represents the beautiful wonders of time and space. Like, raise your gaze, look up, look for the constellations, for the zodiac. The attraction that stars generate is like ancient and universal. Do you think that you're separated from the stars on the firmament? Remember that you come from a star. I carry the water. Remember, water is emotions, right? Since the nights of time. New ideas and conventions, wishes coming true. Okay, the god, the Egyptian god that represents the star in this tarot it's called, again, I am gonna try to pronounce it, but I don't make any promises because I don't know if I'm good at it. It's Khnum. I think that's the name. That's Khunum. I'm gonna leave them the gods' names like tagged in maybe the video comments or maybe in the hashtags. So if you are curious about any of them, you can deep search for them. I'm actually gonna do that at the end of this video. But yeah, that's a good idea. Remember that, I don't know, always question and always research. Don't take for like an absolute truth of what anyone says on YouTube, or even if you're a fan of them or whatever. Just try to reach and do some research on your own too. This is a hermaphroditic god that it talks about like creation as a whole, and uses water as the element. Remember, this talks about emotions, emotional management, maybe emotional, I don't know, like sitting with your emotions and feeling them. I believe that as a society and as in our personal lives, we always tend to keep things to ourselves and actually not feel it, not feel maybe when there's, how do I say this, duelo, grief. When there's grief in your life, when you lose someone, when you lose something that you really wanted, and sometimes, because I used to do it, I'm using it as an example. I used to say everything's fine, nothing's happened here, and I'm gonna continue with my life as if nothing's happened. And listen, I'm telling you this as a psychologist too, that doesn't work, because eventually you're gonna start feeling like, I don't know, let's say that your emotions can come crushing you, like you're at sea and you're in a boat, and the boat like the big waves start to move in the boat and generates an instability for the boat or the ship. That's what I'm talking about. When your emotions, when you start repressing everything you feel and not paying attention to it, or start distracting with something else, eventually that's gonna catch up to you. So my advice to you as part of this channel message is just to feel it to heal it. I heard it from some other tarot readings, and I think that's an amazing way of seeing things. Like, feel it for as long as you need to. Don't stay in the feeling, don't stay in the depressive status mind state, because it's gonna be like not good for you. But what I mean is, feel it for how long you need to feel it, so you can release it with love, and look back not in anger, but look back with the memories, but also the lessons you learn from it, especially when it's something that it didn't happen as it should, or didn't happen as you maybe expected. But remember that there's the angels, there's God, there's the universe, there are all these divine forces that are watching over you. Don't ever forget that. Doesn't matter what you believe in. In this channel, I don't like prophesize any kind of religion. I'm really spiritual, and I believe that every religion has their own like encanto, their own their own magic. And I think it, for me, in my case, I think it's really cool to take something from each one and do something eclectic from it. So whatever you believe in, say a prayer, light a candle, find that spiritual guidance within you, because all the answers are within you. Okay, that was quite a long message for the start. Make a wish again. And finally, last but not least, let's talk about the moon, number 18. Remember, this can be a date, this can be an age, significant for you somehow. La luna, the moon, let's see. Those are really in a sequence, so I'm gonna find it really easily. So, okay. Moon talks about cycles. Moon talks about maybe secret emotions, talking about what we just said, related to repressing stuff. But remember that the moon has phases, so pay attention to the phases, not only of the moon, because remember, the moon can really pull the tides and control, somehow influence, no more than control, I would say influence the magnetic field of the earth. But also, like, again, the sea is influenced by the tides. And talking about emotions, water is the element of emotions, right? So there are some people in Spanish, we have a saying that says, es que como que le pega la luna, meaning that the moon hits them. So there are people who are really sensitive to the moon changes in phases, and this can be reflected in the way they behave or their emotions, and that's not bad at all. So yeah, that's the saying, just side note. But let's see what the card in this specific deck has to say to us. Okay, so there we go. The moon. The humanity has admired my changing face and has intertwined with my being, with all their history, has intertwined their life with, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. Let me restart. Humanity has admired my changing face and has intertwined my being with the history of their life as a humanity, right? Humanity has created multiple stories. I am reflected in the ancient divinities of the moon. What do you know of my changing face, of my cycle and of light and darkness? Have you searched for me in the night sky, or are you not aware of my kingdom? Have you seen me appear, me and my light, my growing light out of nowhere? Your ancestors watched me and used to take notes of my comings and goings. Even if I don't have an own light, I have my own power. Remember, the moonlight reflects from the sun, right? So let's see. This light will unchain an instinct of reproduction. My rhythmic light comes to the plants and all creatures on earth. That's a really beautiful message. The moon, that the Egyptian deity that is connected to the moon, it's called Khepri, Khepri, and it also talks about joy. Wow. I'm just reading over here to talk about, to see if there's anything else. I mean, the book is really large when it comes to the major arcana, but I'm gonna try to like make it as short and sweet as I can. So the general features of this card of the moon are imagination, fantasy, sensitivity. It can talk about pregnancy. It says here maybe a difficult pregnancy or premature birth. It can talk about confusion or indecision if we put it like in the reverse. But in this case, it came out upright. So yeah, I would say that with this message of the moon, pay attention to the changes in the moon, like with the moon, right? Remember that with the new moon, we don't see the moon over there. My dog is walking past by. We don't see the moon, but it's there, right? That doesn't mean that it's not influencing us every single night, even if we don't see it. Or even if from where you're standing or from where your house is, you can't see the moon every single night, but you know it's there. So connect to its phases and connect to phases of yourself. We all have our darker days and our lighter days and our days filled with more joy and days that are more complicated somehow. So I believe that the message of this card is just to go with the flow and like be comfortable within yourself, no matter which phase or which cycle are you going in, right? And with these two cards, that's a beautiful message also to say, like, look up the sky. I live in a major capital city here in Colombia, so our sky is kind of polluted a little bit. But I love to go to like small towns or maybe smaller cities or places in which you can really look up the sky and appreciate all the stars and see beautiful landscapes that you wouldn't normally see in a big city. So if you have the opportunity, just take a look at the sky and see what you can find there. Sometimes people don't look at the sky enough, and maybe a wishing star is passing by and you don't see it because you're looking down maybe to your cell phone, maybe preoccupied with other things that I'm not gonna say they're not important, because I know they are. Everybody has their own issues and situations, but it's a really cool thing to just take a pause for a moment and take a look at the sky and remember that there's something bigger than us always watching over us. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna leave this over here. It's almost 40 minutes. Thanks for watching. Remember that if you like the content, you can always like and subscribe. So I'm just starting with my channel, but I'm looking forward for it to grow, and I'm gonna put these readings out there as frequently as I can to make sure that we grow, that my channel grows, and that these messages come to whoever they're meant to, whenever they're meant to. So if you're hearing this from like a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever, it doesn't matter, because remember that energy sometimes energy goes beyond time and space, meaning that if these messages will resonate with someone in the next few months or years, that'll be okay, as long as it comes to your soul and it awaken something in you, right? That's kind of the goal, the sorry, my throat, the goal, the purpose of it. mm. And if you can, and if you want, you can follow me on my Instagram. It's my personal account. I haven't like put it in a public setting just yet, but it's at Old Ways Worshipper, same as the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Bye.